Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristina Bak. I'm the author of the Khunda, and here on my channel I kind of give you tips and tricks about writing, and I'll also do unboxings, and I'll also do some reviews and things like that. So it's just like a little hodgepodge of stuff going on here. So today I'm really excited, if you can't tell, because I'm going to be showing you how to do a character interaction sheet. So these are sheets that I have explained in a video and a collaboration I did with Holly Davis about developing your characters and different ways to develop your characters. And when I talked about and showed my character interaction sheets, I had a lot of people really interested in this. So I decided to go ahead and do a standalone video on just how I do character interaction sheets. And there's a couple different reasons I do these. So first off, the reason I do this is it helps me understand how the character's feeling. So how does this character react to the situation? How do they feel in the situation and things like that? These sheets really help me to be able to feel like my character's a real person. So it really does help me understand them as if they were like a real person I was talking to, and I was like kind of being a therapist and talking through their situation, talking through their emotions and things like that. With these character interaction sheets comes something that I think is completely invaluable, which is the fact that when I go through these sheets and I figure out how they're feeling and how they're thinking towards somebody else or in a situation with somebody else, I start thinking of nonverbal cues that go with these feelings. So if one of my characters is stressed, she tends to basically just like babble. Not really babble, it's more of just words keep coming out at a very fast pace, and she starts talking. It's kind of like a manic speaking. And that's one of her things, is when she gets into a stress situation or she just needs to blow off steam, that's what happens, is she just starts talking and it doesn't stop. And then I have other characters that when they feel like they don't have control over something, they become very cocky and very laid back, I guess the word is. So with doing these character interaction sheets, it does help me pinpoint the emotions that go with the situation, but then also the nonverbal cues that I can write into the story as well. So that's enough for the why. Let's go ahead and get started with the character interaction sheets. So for my character interactions, I will always start with pieces of paper. So these are just plain white printing paper. You can also use lined paper or notebooks, whichever one you like. And I always use a lot of Sharpies. So I have some beautiful colors in Sharpies right here. So let's get started. So for today, I'm just gonna do an example sheet. So let's just say I'm gonna do my main female character and my main male character. Actually, let's do a darker blue. Let's do this one down here. Ta-da! What I'll do is I always take the gray, because this is definitely one of my favorite colors. I'll draw a line straight down the middle. That's not straight, but you get the point. I do normally have a ruler. And I'll put the names on top. So let's put, this is the female character on this side. This is the male character. Now, let's go with a very basic formula. So I'll start with each character and go through the interactions and going through like the main points in the story. Main points are gonna be, they meet. So when they meet, how does the male feel? He's like, ooh, she's cute. So he thinks female is cute. So when they meet, what does the female feel? What does she think? Maybe, let's see here. Let's go with, she thinks he's stupid. I don't know, we're just gonna go ahead and make one up. So she thinks he's stupid. So that is their main first interaction when they meet. Oops, draw a line there without drawing on my desk, that'd be awesome. So let's say the story keeps going. He asks her out on a date. She doesn't feel like dating, so she doesn't want to date. He doesn't want to date, so he decides to give a joke. So he tells a joke to get her to like him. So what does she feel about this joke? So how does she feel about this joke? She starts to think, maybe he is cute. And funny. And then you know what? I'm gonna have her say, at least I'll get a free dinner or something like that. So free dinner. Oh, didn't mean that. There we go. Free dinner. So there's that. So you just kind of keep going back and forth with major points in your book. So like when they meet, things happen. And then on their date, you'll start doing things happen on their date. So we'll move on to on the date. Let's see here. He'll feel embarrassed. Because he spilled the water. So he thinks, you know, he feels embarrassed because he spilled the water. So on their date, she's like, he makes me laugh. She starts to feel shy because she starts to like him. So things like that. You're just gonna go back and forth with the major points in the book. Now, like I said, this is just an example. This is obviously, I'm not working on a real book here, so I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. I don't know, let's see here. So he, buys her a flower to make up for it. So I do use a lot of times, I use the word feel in here. So they feel happy, they feel sad, they feel embarrassed, they feel this, they feel that. You know, they're fighting feelings of abandonment. So like, let's say this female has a history of men leaving, you know, saying they love him and they want to marry him and things like that, and then just be like, all right, I'm done with you, and then like leaving. So she has this feeling of abandonment, and she also has these feelings that men are always going to leave and nobody's going to stick around. So that's why at the beginning she was thinking he was stupid. That's why at the beginning she didn't want to go on a date, because she felt like he was going to be like every other guy. So those are things you'll put in here. So feels like he will just leave. Feels, oops, like she doesn't want to get attached. Feels she doesn't want to get, I'm not gonna have room for this, attached. So you just sit there and write, and so you'll write a lot of feel words. I feel this way. I feel this way because I feel like, you know, I don't want to date this guy, or this guy's stupid because, you know, I feel like all men are gonna leave. So these are things that help create that depth in there. Why? Because maybe she was left at the altar. Maybe her fiance, you know, broke up with her and left like a month before the wedding. Things like that. So you're gonna have a lot of these feel words that help you create these emotions inside of your character, which then you can also put in, go back and say, you know what? Maybe he is cute and funny. So you know what she'll do? She'll write as like a little nonverbal cue. It has a half smile, right? That's a nonverbal cue. She could also, as a actual action, she could write her phone number on his hand. You know? So that would be, you know, if he really wanted to go on a date with her, and if he really wanted, you know, this to happen, she feels like writing a phone number on his hand. He's not going to wash his hand, or he's going to be careful not to do anything to smudge that number. So he'll actually have that number or something like that. So you start creating these nonverbal cues in here. And you can also go back if you want with just a pen. Like if you feel like something changed, or if you need to change it later on, you can go back in there and just kind of add things to it. So buys her a flower to make up for it. Ooh, how about her phone case has a rose on it. So he sees that and then buys her a rose. So that's why he bought her the rose, because he saw that her phone case had the rose on it. So that's a tell that he's paying attention to small things like her phone case. That's something you can write in there. Set down her phone case with a red rose on the top of it or something like that. Something you can write into the story as part of the description that he notices, which then makes a connection here as to why he decides to buy her a flower. He knows she likes roses, so he bought her a rose or a carnation or peony, whichever kind of flower you feel like. So these little things. So he spilled the water because he was shaking, because he was so nervous. I do not have good handwriting when I write fast. So he feels embarrassed and he was shaking so much that he spilt the water. So you can put it in there like as he sat down, his hands were, you know, shaking slightly or something like that. And that's what made him knock over the water. So these are going to start becoming little tells, nonverbal cues, things like that, that you can write into the story from then on. So this is a good way to help me when it comes to major connections, like major character interactions that I want to have and connections that I want to have in my stories. I've done it with, you know, the two main characters, male and female, and then also best friends, because if they start going through some troubled times or anything like that, you'll want to, you know, see how they play off each other, how they complement each other, how they're still friends, because all friends are going to have arguments, but it's how they get through those hard times, is how they stay friends. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys with the character interaction sheets. Like I said, these things help me a lot with just kind of understanding the human side of things, and I really cannot explain how much they've helped me get my characters to a higher level, I guess the word is. So I hope this helps you guys out. Don't forget to check me out on my website at KristinaBakBooks.com, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.